Alright, hey guys, just wanted to make a short introduction to what Gunpla is, what plastic model kits are, just for everybody to understand. Hopefully that will be easy to understand. So just to make it quick, we're gonna go right ahead and start with the grades. If you get into Gunpla, you're gonna see high grade, you're gonna see master grade, you're gonna see no grade, perfect grade. What's all this? Well, pretty easy. We're gonna start with the smallest kits that are the high grades. What are high grades? Well, high grades are, like I said, one of the smallest kits. They are usually 1/144th scale, and they are also the easiest ones to build most of the time. They don't have an inner frame. We'll talk about the inner frame later with master grade, with MG. They don't have an inner frame, so that means that you just work basically on what you see externally. That's the armor. I don't have a high grade Gundam, but I do have a different kind of high grade. If you're familiar with Evangelion, you know what this is. This is EVA 01. This is a high grade. Let me show you the box. And this is high grade. Well, this is actually called a limited model high grade. On the side of the box here, I don't know if you can see it, but this is still a high grade. And what that means is that, like I said, no inner frame. Like for the leg here, you just put like two pieces of armor together, and you have like you use your polycaps. Polycaps are used for articulation. They're made with soft rubbery plastic, and it's just basically two pieces together, and you there's a black piece here that forms the knee. And basically that's just it. It's just simple as that. Basically it's just a bunch of armor pieces put together, and you have quite a good range of articulation with high grades. Nothing too spectacular, but it's pretty good. The hands here, they're usually one solid piece. With Gundam, most of the time you're gonna get like one solid hand and a piece of armor that you can put on top of it. So that's high grade. Usually these kits are very popular because they're inexpensive, easy to get, and there's a bunch of them. Don't expect a Gundam kit to be this size, because this is pretty big for a high grade. Usually high grades are about the size of my hand. They're about as tall as my hand. So as you can see, it will be like up to here most of the time. This is also high grade, also Evangelion. As you can see, the box is quite big, but this too is high grade. Get your manual, always. Get a bunch of runners. I talked about that it's like two pieces of armor that you just put together. Now, if you can see the leg here, how it's done, you get the leg right there, and the foot, the other piece right there. And usually with master grade you would have a frame in there, and the armor pieces would go over the frame. But with high grade, you just got those two pieces together. You just put them together like this, and there you go, you have a leg. I recommend that you start with high grade. If you haven't built a kit yet, I really recommend going with high grade first. Not because they're easy and because, you know, I think you're a dumbass and you can't build kits. That's not it, but it's more about like the money. Like if you start building kits and you ruin your kit for whatever reason, then if you ruin a high grade, it's not as bad as if you're ruining like let's say a perfect grade, which we're gonna talk about later. So that's why most people recommend going for high grade, because it's not a big investment. So, master grade. What is MG? That's the RX-78-2. This is MG. Well, these are bigger and high grade. These are 1/100th scale, and these have an inner frame. They all do. You're working on an inner frame, and then you put all the armor pieces over that frame. They are more expensive, of course, but they come with a lot more pieces. That's the box for this guy. As you can see, pretty big box. These range from small to big. Like this is master grade. Let me show you another master grade. Side to side. This is the crossbone. This is another master grade. And as you can see, they're both 1/100 scale, but the RX is bigger. These have more articulation, more detail. You get to work on the inner frame. They usually come with more stickers and decals and all that. You don't have as many choices with like high grades. With high grades, you can choose like many different suits. You have a bunch, but with master grade, they still have a bunch, but less than high grade. So sometimes you're gonna find a mobile suit that's in high grade form, but not in master grade, but the opposite is true also. This is also MG, as you can see. Now this might look a little bigger because it has a base, but just to show you what it looks like, this one it's pretty cool. This is my favorite mobile suit, by the way. Now let's say that MG is not big enough for you. You know, you like big toys, you like big kits. Well, you're in luck. There's a line that's called PG. PG stands for perfect grade. Now, from the name, you guessed it. These kits are quite the kits. Now, I have only one because these are pretty expensive, but they're worth it. Oh, and by the way, if you want to know what a master grade box looks like, this is a master grade box. This is your pretty, this is the typical size that master grades comes in. This is also master grade, but this is also master grade, as you can see. So there's no standard box. There's no standard size for high grades, master grades, perfect grades. Now the PG. There you go. Pretty big. Yes. Comes with lots of runners. The runners are the trees that have all the parts, like this. This is a runner. So as you can see, lots of runners. There's a bunch. These are massive kits, and they take a while to build. And if you want to know what it looks like when it's all done, it looks like this. This is the final product. It is pretty big. Now let's compare it to the crossbone. As you can see right here, this is MG, but this is a small MG. But as you can see, the difference is quite obvious. One thing that is not too cool about perfect grades is that you don't have that many mobile suits to choose from. It's still a pretty exclusive club. The PG size is not for every mobile suit because my guess is that it's pretty difficult to design a perfect grade. They come with lots of pieces. The weapons and accessories are huge. Like this is the sword. It's actually called a Grand Slam for strike. As you can see, this is pretty big. And this piece, if you ruined it, if you destroy it or whatever, if you want to replace it, this piece alone costs as much as a high grade. The ultimate kits. They come with metal parts, screws, springs, LEDs for the head. If you want to put a battery in there and if you want to light up its eyes, you can. And you build all of this, you build everything. They have tons of detail, and they are amazing from A to Z, really. But let's say that this is not big enough for you. You want something bigger. Well, you're in luck. They are called mega size. And the mega size are 1/48th scale, I think. PGs are 1/60th scale, by the way. And mega size are bigger, but these are just basically big high grades. And they are pretty easy to build. They're just big. They're big high grades, you know, no inner frame. The detailing is okay. It's not that bad, but it's not as good as a perfect grade or even a master grade. They're just big. So there you go. That's a little introduction. Hopefully you liked it. And if you want to see more, just tell me. So there you go. An introduction to Gunpla.